Okay, so now let's finally run our particular app. Okay, so let's go over on our terminal, and basically I am in my current working directory of my project, and now let's type in node space index.js.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
Okay, so cool, we have a error on our very first line, and this is basically because Node doesn't support these import statements natively. So JavaScript, when working in browsers, does not support this import statements natively, and a lot of things which we do over here, like the map functions which we have used, are not supported natively by a browser, and so we essentially can't run our program with Node. Okay, so now what is the step to basically throw everything out? Well, basically not. We are basically going to create a new server which will host the code for us and convert it or give it to the browser in a way which the browser can understand. And to do that, we are going to use a tool called as Babel, which is just a library doing the same thing for us, which converts high-end JavaScript code onto a format which is understood by the browser. Okay, so now we have to basically create a new .babelrc file in our particular project folder. Okay, so to do that, Sublime, it is basically tricky when you want to create a new file whose name starts from a dot. So instead, I'll do that from the terminal. Okay, so to do that, let's type in touch. Okay, this command will only work on Windows, or basically this command will not work on Windows, and instead it will work on bash terminals like the one I'm using over here on a Mac or a Linux machine. Okay, so we have touch. In Windows, you can simply open the file explorer to that particular location and create a new file, and then simply name it by .babelrc. Okay, so we have touch over here, and then we have .babelrc. So it is BABELRC. Okay, so let's click enter, and if we go on our Sublime Text again, then we have a .babelrc created over here. Okay, so now over here we basically have to specify some initial configurations, and then we are good to go. So essentially we have opening and closing brackets because this works like a JSON object. And now basically we have to specify the initial keyword, which is presets. Okay, so later on in our package.json, we'll basically be adding a library of presets. Okay, so over here presets, basically we have square brackets, and now over here on a new line we basically have another pair of square brackets, because over here we basically are going to put in some new values. Okay, so now let's put in a square bracket over here again, and now inside these square brackets let's put in another variable, another name, which is called environment, which is env. And basically inside of env we want to put in some more data. Okay, and this data will basically consist of three variables. The first one is the ESM modules. It is ESM modules, and this is basically set to false. Okay, then we have the targets word over here. So this is basically will be used when you want to release this particular software to a wide audience. So currently it is not used, but this is how a professional BabelRC file is created. Okay, so then we have a colon after this, followed by curly brackets, and then basically we have browsers over here, because now we basically want to tell the Babel file to target a particular set of browsers. Okay, so we have browsers over here, and now inside browsers we basically have square brackets, And now inside of these square brackets, we essentially have a parameter which is the greater than sign followed by a space, then we have 3 and %. Okay, so this basically means that we want to configure or we want our app to run on all the browsers which has users greater than 3%. Okay, so then we basically have the environment value closing over here. Then we have the particular presets opening value closing over here. Then we have the main preset value closing over here. So now let's create another new variable which is finally the plugins which we want to use. And the plugin, so we have plugins over here, and inside of these plugins, the first plugin which we want to use is transform runtime, and this basically alters our code and creates a new file which can be called as a copy of our existing code, and basically changes the text inside of it to be a more browser compatible version. Okay, so we have transform dash runtime over here. Okay, so with this we have basically created the Babel configuration file. Let's save this. Okay, and now we just have one step left to start running our code, and that is package.json. Okay, so throughout the development of this particular course, we have added a lot of other configuration files or a lot of other packages, like the one which can be found over here in the UI.js, which is Vega embed, and we have to basically add all of those inside the package.json, and we also have to add in the Babel dependency over here. So then instead of going through all of that hustle of adding individual files, and unfortunately by using npm you have to install those files on your system first, and then only it can be added onto the package.json, and which would take a lot of time, and essentially while running this particular file later on, we are anyway going to install all of the dependencies or check if all of the dependencies are installed while we run it for the very first time. Okay, so to basically save a lot of time over here, I have created this gist. So I'll first of all have this in the lecture resources over here, and the next lecture will basically be a text lecture which will contain this particular text. Okay, so you can even copy it from the very next lecture, which will be a text one. Okay, so basically you can copy this entire file and simply paste it into the package.json. Okay, and essentially over here, this is the basic information of our app. Then we have the dependencies, which is first of all TensorFlow. Then we have Vega embed, and then we have Vega Lite. So Vega embed is basically the main package of Vega, and from that we want Vega Lite. And then we basically have some scripts over here. Okay, so this is used when we basically use the yarn tool. Okay, we have more up with yarn later on. So basically we use the yarn word to run this particular package or this particular code, the entire HTML code, and it basically starts a new server at localhost and opens a new window on your browser. Okay, so then we'll be sometime using yarn watch to basically run it. So these are basically the scripts which essentially sets in a parameter variable, environment variable, and basically it tells to basically open the index.html in a particular browser. And when the index.html is opened, you basically have the script over here, and inside the index.js file we have everything further linked by this function. So inside the learn coefficients we have basically everything linked together. And then we have some development dependencies. So these are used when you are running the program as a developer, which are Babel, of course, which we want, which will first convert the code file, and these are not required when you are releasing the program as a final product, because that is when you will already use the converted code from Babel to release your program. Okay, then we have YALC, and then we have cross environment. So these are some packages which are necessary to use environment variables on different operating systems. Okay, so that's it for the package.json file. So if you have everything set up till here, then you are very well ready to get your project running in the very next lecture.